Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What lovely to talk. You me funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Yeah, Brad Gilmore, ESPN Radio and Houston Press. Ed, Connie, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on the film, guys.
Hey, Brad. Thank you.
Hey, Brad,
Yeah.
thanks a lot.
Now, look, Ed, I want to start with you because, you know, I've heard like great musicians always say, you know, I took my entire life to write my first album, and then, you know, I only had a couple years to write my second album. I don't know if you experienced something similar when you came out with Brothers and then trying to think of where this was going to go for Family. Did you have a similar experience?
I didn't. I never thought that I would want to do a sequel to McMullen. And then it was only like 15 years ago, I saw Rick Linklater's second sequel to Before Sunrise. And, you know, Before Sunrise and McMullen were at Sundance together in 95. And quite honestly, that's when the idea was born. I tried to figure out what the sequel was going to be. And maybe to your point, I couldn't crack the story. I then wrote a prequel about the three brothers as young kids in that house. Didn't love that either. So I just kind of put it aside and said, who knows, maybe I'll never do it. About 5 years ago, I read an article about 20-something kids who are all sort of being forced due to, let's say, a lack of affordable housing to move back in with their parents. And I was like, oh, maybe that's it. Maybe my character, Barry's adult kids, will move back in with him. So I was like, all right, that works. But then I thought, Connie had since McMullen become this huge star. And I was like, well, she can't be just a supporting player. So maybe if I make her a widow, then it will be two of the brothers McMullen and the sister-in-law McMullen. And that'll be our trio. So I called up Connie. I said, would you be down with that? She said, absolutely. I started writing the script. And, 5 years later, here we are.
Connie, there wasn't any hesitation, was there? Like as soon as he calls, it's like, yep, Ed, whatever you want, I'm in.
Wait, this movie is the reason that I have a career, the Brothers McMullen. I mean, for sure. And I know Eddie feels the same way about it. Like, I feel like Eddie is like my brother for life. And I will walk to the ends of the earth for Eddie, no matter what. And also, how lucky am I that I get to do this movie with? And we've done how many movies together now? 4?
I think it's 4, and then 5 if we include that sitcom with Brian Denny.
Oh, right. Oh my
Right?
God, that's right. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. So, I mean, I will, if Eddie ever asks, if I'm ever that fortunate, I always will say yes.
What is the conversation? Because, obviously Ed you're wearing many hats. You write it, you act in it, you direct it. So Connie, like, do you come with, I don't know, any ideas when you read the script and go, hey, Ed, I'm thinking maybe about this or about that? Or do you kind of leave all that to him? Like, what's y'all's process, being that y'all are so comfortable with each other?
Well, that was kind of always the process,
Yeah.
and honestly, I feel like so many of my values about what I love as an actor came from working with you and all those beginnings because you were always so collaborative and you were like, well, what would your character say here? Like you weren't precious about the writing. You just wanted to be as true as possible and like work together to create the character and the story. And I just have always loved that collaboration. And I feel like with this one, this one was no exception, except I feel like it was kind of already on the page and we just went and had a good time with it.
Well, Ed, it's kind of interesting because I think when you're writing and directing, you're thinking about the entire story, right? You're thinking about every character's plot line, how is it all going to be resolved? Whereas the actors individually are thinking, they're obviously thinking about the whole story, but they're thinking about specifically their role in it, and maybe they have some ideas that you didn't consider at first because they're spending so much time thinking about that in particular.
I mean, I absolutely, and that's why I've always encouraged going back to that first film. That especially in the first film, like I knew how the young guys talked because that was part of the reason I wrote the script. I felt like I'm not seeing movies about like guys in their early 20s who sound like me and my friends. So I was like, that's what I wanted to do. But quite honestly, the women in the film, I went to them and said, like, I'm doing the best I can here, but like, if this is not what a woman would say in this moment or that particular character, if she wouldn't say it that way, just change it up. And that's kind of what I've done for my whole career. And even on this film with the characters who are in their 20s, I kind of dipped back into some deleted scenes I had from my She's the One script for some of like two of the little subplots that the kids have, just because I was like, all right, I was 25 when I wrote that. Let me see if there's something to mine in there. But I was able to go to Pico and Juliana and say, hey guys, I'm 57 years old. Like if kids don't talk like this now, change it all up. But you just know the scene starts here and it's got to finish there. But if you need to put it in a vernacular that sounds more honest and real, let's do that. And I had worked with both of them before and Sam, so I knew that I knew I was in safe hands with them, kind of messing with my dialogue.
Well, you know what? I hope everybody checks out this story, because I'm sure it felt like at times a gargantuan task to follow up with Brothers, but I think that you land that plane quite beautifully with Family McMullen. So again, I appreciate both of y'all's times and congratulations again.
Thank you,
Thank
Brad.
you.
Y'all have a good one.
Me
Appreciate
too.
it. Thank you.